Hey everybody, welcome back to Knotted Hooks. My name is Jesse Morrison, and today we got a little episode kind of going over the different style setups we have for our drift boats. I got Clint Fritz with me and Stefan Haller. We're going to kind of walk through these different boats and show you how we set it all up, and well, let's just get into it.
Hey everybody, so I'm running a Riverwolf side drifter 1610 by 54. There's a couple things that I like about the boat that I'll go over with you and point out. This is probably my, I can't remember, but probably 5th drift boat, and I'm having a custom one built right now, mainly to pick up all the things that I've wished I'd had. So I'll start off with the bow here. One of the big things is the light. A lot of you guys that fish drift boats and fall salmon know that fall, it's a boat race. So there's a lot of floating in the dark. The biggest thing is when you have a guy in the front with a spotlight, who's spotlighting for you to get down the river, you get flashed a lot and lose your night vision. So the biggest thing I've found that helps is when you have a fixed light that you can always rely on and not get flashed while you're trying to row in the dark. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is the way I've got my front rod holders set up. At one point, the center rod holder was back here in the center. Personally, I wasn't a big fan of it because when you get a big take, whether it's a steelhead, salmon, you know, whatever it might be, when that rod goes off, a lot of times it would smack the front of the boat. And, you know, we all know what that can result in, is a broken rod and a bad day. So, I moved the center rod holder forward and straight out the front. The ratio of hookups and everything else, and the people on board in the front are a lot happier without that rod butt, you know, right in their way as well. They've already got two back here to worry about. Coming back to the rower's bench, it's a 3/4 rower's bench walk around. So it makes it really nice if you're running an outboard on the back or anything to net a fish in the front. You don't have to jump over the seat or anything like that. Even if you're getting in and out of the boat a lot, it's sometimes easier to get in the back than it is the front, with the back being lower. And your transition back to the front of the boat is a lot easier. And then on the side drifter, you've also got the level rear deck with the pedestal. So you've got a lot of option and you've got a lot of flat space. The other thing is adjustable Oarlocks. This boat has 6 positions. It makes it really nice to be able to adjust to your needs. You know, whether you're a taller guy, shorter guy, anything in between, you can figure out what works for you and be more comfortable on the oars. As far as oars go, I like a shorter than traditional oar for what most people like on a drift boat. Reason being, I row a lot of small, tight water. So the smaller water, it's tricky sometimes to run a longer oar. So I run a 8.5 foot Cataract Magnum. Main reason I like these oars on this boat is they're durable. They're original with the boat in 06, and I've never had a problem with one breaking or anything like that, and I've beat them up pretty good. Okay, so that's my setup. It works well for me. If you have any questions, you can comment on the video or get a hold of me on Facebook, just Clint Fritz, and I can get all the information you need there. Also, stay tuned for future videos, and we'll go over the new boat.
All right, on to my boat, people. Woo! All right, it's not as set up as his. I'm still trying to learn some cool feng shui to this boat to see what works and what doesn't work. But it seems like every time I go out, I am finding out what I don't like and what I do like. So I'll kind of go over what I have here. Let's start at the nose here. After watching Clint talk about his, I'm going to be adding a rod holder here as well, because there's nothing worse than having the butt of your rod go into this area. And if the person up front, or two people or whatever, if they have to stand to one side, it makes your boat unlevel and it's not as fun to row. So I got my cup holders, AKA, you can kind of lock your legs in here a little bit, which is nice for the person up front. I had a heater system under here, but now that it's nicer weather, I took it out so I can have more room for storage. I added this Snow Camel kind of foam deck on it. It's kind of cushy. It takes some of the fatigue off your feet. It's pretty comfortable stuff. I really like it. You can actually go on Amazon and order it off there too. I have the Scotty. These holders go on here. Pretty much you can put them on and then they pop open. With people that don't know how to use them, they're not as friendly as like what Clint has on his boat. I really like these just because you can set it and forget it. Kind of show the person that's up here fishing how they work. Grab from the bottom of your rod and it's free. It's nice because you don't have to mess with anything. It's not going to go anywhere. This box is pretty much a storage or a fish box here. Pretty much just flips up. It's locked, of course. But it's just a big storage compartment there. I usually carry a little hand pump, toilet paper, and a plastic bag. All the necessities that you need. And you can put your Coleman stove in there and stuff because there's nothing better than setting up your little Coleman stove on the nose and making Reubens or burgers or steaks, whatever you want. Throw your anchor, you're cooking. I love it. So if you come down here, I have these different trays. I pretty much keep scents up here, tools here, and I usually leave the front for whoever's in the front so they have their own space. These two trays that I have on both sides of my rower seat, I usually have eggs, or I put used plugs on this side, or any of my used gear over here, and sand shrimp, coon shrimp. I have like a smorgasbord of stuff because I like to have as much stuff as I can to throw out there in the water to entice whatever I can get. Normally going for steelhead and salmon, so that's my main focus for this boat. I like my seat. I put this black rope in. I don't get fatigue. Some people, they get rower's fatigue, but it's super comfortable. I really like it. It works for me. I put a rod holder here. This tray comes out. I'll use that for all my gear that I want to get to really quick. My anchor system comes in back, comes down here, and it pulls from where my seat is. That way I don't have to get up. I can set anchor basically right where I'm sitting, and I'm a happy camper. I can get to everything I need. I put this cheesy net holder here. It comes in here. I usually have my kill bucket back here, and it sits in there. I usually have an extra anchor just in case, so it doesn't move around. But I'm gonna replace this. This thing is garbage. Woo! Wee! Look at this thing go! Oh yeah! I mean, what could go wrong with that? I mean, I've had the thing go into my back when I was rowing. I'm like, no! So, have a good anchor holding system. There's nothing worse. If you're catching salmon and big steelhead, you got to have a big net, and that thing could be in your way, or in your gear, or get tangled up in everything. So having a good net holder that keeps it out of your way is worth a gazillion dollars. I'm just telling you guys right now, the struggle is real. Get a good way of keeping your net out of the way but accessible. One thing I freaking love, I got a hold of the owner at Wetlander, and I did the bottom of my boat. It is worth every penny. It was only like 250 bucks, but it protects your bottom and it slides over everything. And I mean everything. When you go up to the shore, and I had to throw my anchor because it just wants to zip right out. But it's got me through some rock fields. If you're getting to really hard areas where the fish hold, and you have a long day of pushing your boat ahead of you, you're gonna wish you had this on the bottom of your boat. I've had to do a couple pushes where it was a lot. It was a long distance to get to these glory hole spots, but if I didn't have that, I would have had to work 2 to 3 times harder. So get some Wetlander on the bottom of your boat. Well, that's my boat. get on the water and catch some fish. Woo! All right, so that's our boats. We kind of went over everything. We also got some custom rods made, pulls from a bunch of Rain Shadow stuff. These rods are sick. I can't wait to get them. There's a bunch more videos coming. We're going to Alaska in August. I'm going to Montana on Flathead Lake in July, and we're gonna be testing out his new boat. He's got a 20-foot drift boat from these guys. It's gonna be crazy. We got a bunch of stuff going. We're gonna do a 3-day camp drift and fish, trying to catch the salmon. Like I said, all the staff's coming down. I wanted to show them I appreciate all the hard work they do, so I'm giving these rods to these guys. Except for John, he wasn't here, so I'm gonna give his to Clint. So he's got 2 rods.
Two is nice.
2 is better than 1.
Go the extra mile.
Yeah. Thanks guys for coming with us. Like I said, my name's Jesse Morris with Nana Hooks. I'll see you guys on the water.
That's nice.
Yeah, dude, exactly. I wasn't side drifting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it already.
You don't truly test a rod until you get that big fish, and that thing is just freaking scary.
When you're fortunate.
Well, even
That's
on
my
some of the bigger
favorite.